Charlie's wasn't random. It was scheduled.
He set it up in a way that, like, okay, you're saying something that's actually factually inaccurate,
right,
according to the narrative. Now, let's be real clear. I don't necessarily think they know what's going on yet. There's a lot of weird shit going on with this.
I know.
Really.
I almost texted you when the Charlie Kirk thing happened because my antennas went up about, they showed the photo of that kid, or the guy that they have, the 22-year-old,
yeah,
whatever. And I was almost going to be like, dude.
This kid had a rifle with a scope. Now, here's where it gets weird. The first images of this rifle with a scope, I swear to God, it looks like he has a composite stock on it. Like, it looks like a modern 30-06 rifle. There was that one guy who was the decoy. All right, so you got this guy who's an older guy who starts yelling out. Didn't he take his pants down? He took his pants down. This guy was at 9/11. He was at the Boston bombing.
All the hits.
He called in a fake bomb at another place. And then he did this at this thing. Right after, so somehow or another, this guy has the state of mind that the moment someone gets shot, he yells out and says, I did it, and takes his pants down or something like that. I don't know exactly what he did. Then, ready for this? He gets arrested for child porn right away.
Right after this happened?
Oh, right away. He's in jail for child porn. Why is that? Well, now you can't.
Elon Musk and Joe Rogan just unleashed something so shocking, the whole internet lit up like fireworks. Of all people to stir this topic, no one expected Charlie Kirk's widow to suddenly jump into the mix, and the way it all unfolded left everyone stunned. It kicked off when Rogan, during one of his latest podcast episodes, revealed he'd been quietly keeping tabs on Charlie's mysterious case for a while. He said there were just too many strange details, too many contradictions that didn't sit right with him. Then out of nowhere, Elon Musk got accidentally tagged in a clip from that very same podcast, and his response sent shockwaves across every platform. He simply wrote, "The truth cannot be hidden forever." Just one line, and boom, the internet went crazy within hours. Millions were replaying the clip, zooming in on every stare, every pause, every subtle look between two of the most powerful men in tech and media. People started asking why even mention a case most thought was long buried. Some brushed it off as coincidence, but others swore it was a coded message, a quiet way of saying something much deeper without saying it directly. Intentional or not, that tiny exchange between Rogan and Musk turned a fading rumor into a national obsession. And once the clip went viral, it brought back whispers people thought had vanished forever. Suddenly, everyone was asking the same question. Is the real story just beginning now? Within hours, Rogan's words were everywhere. TikTok, Reddit, YouTube Shorts, X, you name it. Viewers were dissecting every second of that clip like detectives on a case, searching for hidden clues. Did Rogan know something the rest of the world didn't?
Whenever the authority says something and not prod any further, we can't allow that to happen here. I won't allow that to happen here because this something terrible has traumatized the world, okay? And I feel as though when it comes to this, the media, the government, the talking heads, everyone is confusing us about what actually took place.
And just when it felt like things couldn't get any crazier, Elon made his signature silent move. No post, no statement, nothing. Just a few quiet likes on Candace Owens' comments questioning the official story behind Charlie's case. And that one tiny gesture sent social media into a frenzy. Suddenly, people were convinced something major was brewing. Hashtags tied to Charlie's widow, Candace, Rogan, and Musk started exploding across every platform, trending worldwide. The internet turned into one massive detective board overnight. Everyone swore Elon and Joe were in on something the rest of the world wasn't supposed to know. Their silence didn't calm the storm, it fueled it, because every cryptic reaction only made the mystery deeper. Soon, wild theories started spreading like wildfire. Some claimed Elon and Rogan were hinting at a full-blown cover-up, while others thought they were testing the media, playing mind games to see how fast the crowd would spiral into chaos. Whatever the truth was, one thing felt clear. The timing was way too perfect to be random. It started feeling planned, like a trigger just waiting to be pulled. And then, only days later, Candace Owens threw gasoline straight onto the fire. She dropped a cryptic message claiming she discovered something massive in her personal notes, something she couldn't share just yet. That one statement sent every corner of social media into a full meltdown. Instantly, people began connecting dots that might not have even existed. You had YouTube sleuths, Reddit detectives, Twitter threads, and random podcasts all swearing they'd cracked the code. Some said Candace had solid proof of a secret deal among powerful insiders, while others believed Elon and Rogan were deliberately stirring the pot, hoping the public would piece the truth together themselves. Even mainstream media, the same outlets that usually look the other way on stuff like this, started talking about it without really talking about it. Headlines popped up reading things like, "The internet is going wild over Musk and Rogan's exchange, but why?" And that only pushed curiosity through the roof. The denials didn't calm anything either. They only made people more suspicious. Every time someone tried to shut it down, the theories grew louder. Within hours, clips were being slowed down, frame by frame, old interviews resurfaced, and fans were lining up details like they were cracking a national secret. Even Musk's shortest tweet was treated like a hidden code, and one tiny glance from Rogan, that became a message all on its own. Every single frame of that podcast was picked apart for clues. Fans zoomed in, slowed it down, matched timestamps, turning into full-blown digital detectives overnight. And soon, one burning question started echoing across the internet. Is the truth finally leaking out, or are we all part of some massive social experiment? Because one thing was clear, the more powerful people act secretive, the more obsessed the public becomes with finding out what they're hiding. Elon Musk, Joe Rogan, Candace Owens, and Charlie Kirk's widow had accidentally created a chain reaction that nobody could stop. Their silence, mystery, and cryptic little hints sent the entire world spiraling into questions, theories, and sleepless speculation. But the wildest part wasn't what they said, it was what they didn't. Sometimes silence, dropped at the perfect moment, can shake the internet harder than 1,000 words ever could. That's exactly why people stayed glued to every post, every clip, every subtle glance, searching for signs that the truth might finally be slipping out. And just when it seemed like things couldn't get any stranger, they did. When Rogan's full podcast episode finally dropped, fans realized the viral clip was only the surface. The real story went way deeper, and it was way more unsettling. Rogan didn't just casually name-drop Charlie Kirk, he questioned everything. His tone was calm but calculated, like a man walking a tightrope above fire. "There are too many things that don't line up," he said, before diving into a list of inconsistencies that sounded straight out of an investigative thriller. He pointed out a strange photo of the alleged suspect, questioned the equipment that was supposedly used, and exposed time gaps in the official timeline that made zero sense. Then came the line that froze everyone watching. "If this were a movie, nobody would believe it." His voice wasn't angry. It was sharp, controlled, and chillingly thoughtful. You could feel it. Rogan knew he was poking something dangerous, something way bigger than him, but the internet exploded when he said, "I almost texted someone when it happened." That single line became the new obsession. Millions paused the video, rewound it, slowed it down, all trying to figure out who that someone was. Was it Elon, Candace, or someone even closer to the mysterious situation itself? The guessing game turned into pure chaos. Every second of Rogan's podcast was treated like a crime scene. Viewers broke down every frame, when his eyes shifted, when his tone softened, when a pause lingered just a little too long. Suddenly, the online crowd started whispering that Rogan wasn't just a host anymore, he was part of the story. He had somehow become part of the mystery itself. Some media experts even claimed Rogan was using what they called the pretending effect, not revealing anything outright, but dropping just enough clues for everyone else to start connecting the dots themselves. Meanwhile, Rogan's most loyal fans were convinced he knew way more than he was letting on. Reddit threads got longer, TikToks went viral, and deep dive posts on X started mapping connections between Rogan, Musk, Candace Owens, and Charlie Kirk's widow. People matched timestamps, dug up old tweets, and lined up podcast quotes like they were building a secret map. Before long, public opinion flipped fast. Rogan wasn't seen as just a curious observer anymore, but as a quiet rebel, a man hinting at truths others were too afraid to say out loud. The big question kept echoing. Was he accidentally pulling back the curtain on something strange, or was he intentionally dropping breadcrumbs for the world to follow? Because when Rogan steps into forbidden territory, silence always speaks louder than words. The episode ended on a chilling note. No music, no outro, just silence. A long, heavy pause that left millions frozen in front of their screens, convinced something bigger was hiding beneath that quiet ending. The air online felt electric, like the calm before the next digital storm. It started feeling way too perfect to be coincidence, almost like a warning wrapped in reflection. And just when people thought things couldn't get any wilder, Elon Musk made his move. In true Elon fashion, no rant, no video, no tags, just a few short tweets, no emojis, no hashtags, no explanations. Yet somehow, the entire world went into overdrive. First, he replied to a random user asking about that controversial Rogan podcast clip. His response: not everything is what you think.
And I want to be very clear that I believe, in fact, I know that towards the end, Charlie was fighting for custody of himself. I want to say that. I want to say that plainly. And there are lies that are being told and they need to be slapped down right now.
That's it. No follow-up, no clarification. But that was all it took to send the internet spinning into chaos. Within minutes, the tweet hit over 1 million views. Fans were breaking it down like it was written in secret code. Then just a few hours later, Elon struck again with another chilling line. Sometimes silence says it all. That single sentence sent shivers across timelines everywhere. Suddenly, people weren't seeing his silence as confusion anymore. They saw it as communication. No names, no places, no direct references. Yet somehow, everyone online instantly knew exactly what Elon was hinting at. The internet lit up like wildfire. Commentators, streamers, and analysts started connecting dots faster than ever before. And the timing of Elon's cryptic tweets lined up almost perfectly with the exact moment Joe Rogan had mentioned earlier. Charlie Kirk's widow came up during Rogan's podcast, and that's when everything exploded. Theories flooded in from every direction. Some believed Elon was quietly hinting that he knew way more than the public could ever imagine, while others were sure this was one of his famous social experiments, testing how fast chaos could spread online in real time. But accident or not, the timing was too perfect to ignore. Suddenly, it looked like two of the world's most powerful voices were sending each other coded messages, and the whole internet was trying to crack their secret language. Within hours, Reddit was overflowing with massive timelines, matching Rogan's words to Elon's tweets down to the exact second. On TikTok, thousands of videos popped up decoding that haunting phrase, "Silence speaks volumes." Everyone had their own theory, from government secrets to personal revelations, and some even dug up Elon's old interviews where he claimed truth is often stranger than fiction. But before anyone could lock in a single explanation, Candace Owens stormed into the chaos like a thunderstorm. And in classic Candace fashion, she didn't ease in. She owned it. She went live with a calm expression, but dropped an opening line that sent chills through every viewer. It's all happening, just like I said. That was it. No details, no proof, just pure tension thick enough to feel through the screen. Within minutes, the internet was on fire again, convinced the story had just taken a terrifying new turn. Her name was trending everywhere. Again, the domino effect was in full motion. Rogan lit the spark, Elon fanned the flames, and Candace turned it into a full-blown inferno. 3 names, 3 voices, and millions of users spinning wild theories faster than they could refresh their feeds. Everyone was desperate to find the hidden thread connecting them all, convinced a bigger story was hiding behind the scenes, one that somebody powerful didn't want exposed. Then Candace made it even crazier, or better, depending on how you see it. She dropped one simple post that broke the internet. Finally, people understand what I've been saying for months. No hashtags, no tags, no context. Just that, within minutes, every platform exploded. Fans started digging up her old clips where she questioned all the inconsistencies in Charlie Kirk's case. The weird timeline, the sudden disappearances, the suspicious gaps in the official reports she'd already called out before. It was pure chaos wrapped in mystery, and the world couldn't look away. Nobody believed this was coincidence anymore, not after everything that had unfolded. Then, just a few hours later, Candace went live again, over an hour long, her face calm, her tone serious, but every word felt heavy, like she was walking a razor's edge between truth and danger. And right in the middle of the stream, she dropped one line that made the entire audience stop breathing. Silence hit the chat like a wave before her words even finished sinking in. There are private messages that Charlie wrote about his wife, and the media never dares to mention them. That single sentence from Candace hit like a bomb. Instantly, the internet went up in flames. Hundreds of thousands flooded her live stream chat, begging for proof, demanding screenshots, spamming the comments with, "Show us." But Candace didn't flinch, not even a blink. She just smiled, leaned forward, and said softly, "Patience. The truth always finds its way." Then, just like that, she ended the stream. No explanation, no follow-up, nothing. From that moment, social media completely lost it. People claimed Candace was sitting on evidence, screenshots, handwritten notes, maybe even full pages from Charlie's private diary. Things the world had never seen before. No one really knew what she had, but everyone agreed on one thing. If Candace spoke again, something massive was coming. And just when it seemed like things couldn't possibly get any crazier, she mentioned the diary. Candace said she had access to Charlie Kirk's private notes, written just days before he passed. One of those notes, she claimed, focused entirely on his wife, and what he wrote was unbelievable. She didn't read it out loud, but she said only this: "It changes everything." Those 3 words sent shockwaves through every corner of the internet. Candace insisted that once the note went public, people would see the entire story in a completely different light. And that's when the world realized this wasn't just drama anymore. It was about to blow wide open. Some critics accused Candace of stirring up drama for clout, but most people believed she was holding something real, maybe even the missing puzzle piece everyone had been hunting for. News outlets and podcasts pounced on the story instantly, flooding timelines with headlines like, "Candace Owens claims to have Charlie Kirk's personal notes." Within hours, that clip was everywhere, looping nonstop across every platform. As always, it was Candace's mystery that kept the internet hooked. Nobody could tell if she was exposing the truth or just daring the media to chase her deeper into the story. But the moment that truly froze the internet came right after, when Candace revealed that, in his private writings, Charlie admitted to feeling isolated, paranoid, and like someone close to him was hiding something. He wrote that he felt watched, uneasy, and unsure of who was really on his side. Then came the line that hit everyone like a lightning strike: "I don't know who I can trust anymore." Candace didn't show the full page, just a cropped, slightly blurred fragment of his handwriting. But that was enough to send chills down everyone's spine. Within hours, that blurred image spread across the globe, igniting endless debates, breakdowns, and wild theories. One small note had turned into a worldwide mystery, and it was crystal clear the story wasn't even close to being over. Every corner of the internet, from X to TikTok to Reddit, was overflowing with self-proclaimed investigators swearing they'd finally cracked the case. The entire internet was buzzing with one haunting question: was Charlie trying to leave a hidden message? A warning nobody caught in time while he was still here? Naturally, all eyes turned to one person, his widow. Was the message about her, or was it pointing to something much bigger, something nobody dared to say out loud? That uncertainty became the perfect storm, the spark that set the internet on fire. Almost overnight, the online world split in two. One side believed Candace Owens was exposing something massive, a real cover-up the mainstream media wouldn't dare touch. To them, she was fearless, saying what everyone else was too scared to say. But the other side wasn't buying it. They accused her of twisting the story, cherry-picking details, and using Charlie's name to stir chaos and keep herself in the spotlight. Still, no matter what side people were on, everyone was talking about her, and even more obsessed with Charlie's mysterious notes. Within hours, social media completely lost control. Clips, posts, and threads multiplied so fast that the algorithms couldn't keep up. In less than a single day, timelines were taken over by headlines screaming, "The hidden truth," Charlie Kirk's last message, and "Who couldn't he trust?" It was total chaos. Beautiful, messy, digital chaos. Reddit threads were exploding at record speed, with hundreds of thousands of comments overnight. Users were zooming in on every blurry screenshot, comparing pen strokes, and arguing over what each word could mean, like a global crime scene where everyone thought they had found the truth. Some amateur analysts swore Charlie's handwriting had changed, slanting slightly to the left, which they claimed showed fear, stress, and deep distrust. Others said the note had hidden initials tucked between lines or tiny repeating symbols that looked like secret codes meant for someone close to him. The theories were getting crazier by the minute. On TikTok, a whole new army of digital detectives jumped in, creating thousands of videos using handwriting recognition tools, AI overlays, and forensic-style analysis, all trying to prove the note was authentic. Every single hour brought another discovery, another hidden clue, and another wild twist that sent fans spiraling even deeper into the mystery. The story had completely taken over the internet, and it wasn't slowing down anytime soon. Online analysts even built side-by-side handwriting models, claiming the note Candace shared showed subtle touch-ups, tiny tweaks that shifted the mood without changing the meaning. Others swore there were multiple versions floating around, each cropped a little differently so that the public only saw the parts that fit a specific narrative. Meanwhile, indie commentators across YouTube and podcasts started jumping in with hot takes about the art of silence, how someone as careful as Charlie might have left vague, hazy lines on purpose, just to make people think without ever naming names. It was part mystery, part message, and the deeper people looked, the less they knew what to believe. Some people brushed it off as pure coincidence, but others argued Charlie wrote those lines as a quiet nudge, a mental tap on the shoulder that wasn't meant to be missed. The deeper people analyzed it, the deeper they fell, doubt stacked on top of doubt until the mystery started to feel endless. Nobody could officially verify where the note came from, but that didn't stop a thing. If anything, the fog of uncertainty kept the whole story alive. By this point, the buzz around Charlie Kirk's last words was bigger than just a rumor. It had become culture, a full-blown digital ecosystem of theories feeding off each other in real time. Everyone had their own version of the truth, and nobody was backing down, at least not without an algorithmic fight. Reporters started reaching out to Candace for confirmation, but she stayed cool as ever. Her reply was short and chilling. "Time will tell." That one line made people even more curious, like she had just locked the key back in her pocket on purpose. Suddenly, the chase wasn't just about what Charlie wrote. It was about why Candace chose now to show it. That timing made everything feel stranger, heavier, more deliberate. Hidden meanings, quiet pauses, missing words. Somehow all of it still had the power to shake timelines and keep millions glued to the story. TikTok went wild, doing what TikTok does best: zoom, slow, enhance, repeat. Creators dissected every frame from Candace's live, trying to read the blurred lines on what they claimed was Charlie's diary page. Some even swore they spotted words like plan or timing, sparking wild theories that the note questioned how quickly his widow had stepped into his space. After everything unfolded so fast, it started raising new questions all on its own. But that was only half the noise. because others believed the wording in that note pointed beyond the personal, hinting at something bigger, maybe a political angle, or even a secret project Charlie once teased but never released. Whatever the truth was, the edits, the silence, and that perfect timing kept dragging people back. Because sometimes the gaps scream louder than the words themselves. Absolutely wild. Meanwhile, Joe Rogan's loyal fans were convinced everything Candace Owens said matched exactly what Rogan had hinted at in his podcast. To them, the message was obvious. The official story just didn't line up with reality. But right when the buzz started cooling down, Elon Musk jumped back into the chaos. And that's when everything went completely off the rails. He didn't post a thread, he didn't rant, he didn't tag anyone. He just quietly liked a few posts that read, "Charlie knew something he couldn't say." That single, silent tap of a button was all it took to set the internet ablaze again. Within minutes, every platform exploded. Screenshots, theories, and wild speculation spread faster than ever. Everyone was arguing over what Elon's likes really meant. At that point, it wasn't even about believing anymore. It had become entertainment, obsession, and investigation all rolled into one. From curious TikTok users and small podcast hosts to massive YouTubers and political commentators, everyone wanted a piece of it. Each person claimed to have their own version of the truth, turning the whole situation into a growing digital universe of mystery, chaos, and intrigue. Then, just when it seemed like things couldn't possibly get any crazier, Candace did it again. She went live, hosting what looked like a harmless Q&A stream, until one viewer dropped the question that stopped everything cold. Do you think Charlie's widow knows more than she's admitting? The entire chat froze, comments stopped scrolling, and Candace, she just sat there, silent for a few long, nerve-wracking seconds. Then she leaned in, gave a tiny smirk, and said softly, "Let's just say he wrote about trust for a reason." And right after that, she ended the stream. No explanation, no follow-up. Just a calm little wave before the screen went black. The silence was deafening and instantly iconic. Within minutes, that 5-second clip was everywhere. Millions of replays, thousands of slow-motion breakdowns, endless debates flooding the web. Some swore she was outright confirming the rumors, while others said she was just playing the audience like a pro, dropping tiny hints to keep the attention burning. Either way, it worked. By the next morning, social media was in full meltdown mode. New hashtags were flooding timelines. Hashtag Dear Charlie's Journal, hashtag What Did She Know, and hashtag Trust Notes, all trending worldwide. X, formerly Twitter, turned into a battlefield of interpretations, each theory more dramatic than the last. And just when everyone thought Elon was finally done stirring the pot, he liked another post. One small click, and boom, the internet was on fire again. This time, it was a meme, simple but chilling. The truth always leaves crumbs. That one quiet move from Elon sent shockwaves across the entire internet again. Some swore he was talking about Candace, saying he knows, while others fired back that it was all just a publicity stunt. But between the believers and the skeptics, something strange began to form. A shared obsession, not just with Charlie, Candace, or Elon, but with the mystery itself, the kind of mystery that keeps millions awake at night chasing clues that might not even exist. Joe Rogan, meanwhile, stayed completely silent. No response, no statement, not even a cryptic tweet. And somehow, that silence hit harder than any explanation ever could. The less he said, the louder the whispers grew. Maybe Rogan, Musk, and Candace were working together behind the scenes, like a secret media triangle running a live experiment on the entire internet. Clips of Candace's eerie line about trust spread across TikTok like wildfire. Some users zoomed in on her eyes, convinced they caught the look of someone who knew way more than she was letting on. Others swore she was reading from a script, that the whole thing was a perfectly engineered setup designed to spark one of the biggest digital sensations of the year. But no matter which side people fell on, one truth stood out. This story had grown way beyond Charlie Kirk. The mystery of the Trust Diary and what he may have discovered had already evolved into something far bigger, something the internet couldn't stop chasing. What started as gossip had now turned into a global obsession, a modern mystery that just refuses to die down. The internet's stuck in a waiting game, waiting for Candace to drop the full diary, waiting for Elon to post another cryptic clue, and waiting for Rogan to finally break his silence. But the longer everyone waits, the deeper they fall into this endless spiral of theories, suspicions, and blurred realities. The line between truth, doubt, and pure belief has completely vanished. In a world where one tweet can spark a movement, silence has become the most powerful weapon of all. The saga of Candace Owens, Joe Rogan, Elon Musk, and the Charlie Kirk diaries exposed one chilling truth about today's digital world. Truth itself isn't decided by proof anymore, but by speed. The first version people see becomes the one they believe. A single comment, a quiet like, or a subtle glance during a live stream, any of those can ignite a storm that circles the globe in minutes. And here's the wild part. No one even needs to hide the truth anymore. In a world drowning in noise, confusion alone can make the truth disappear. It's a warning and a lesson all in one. Pause before you share, question before you believe, and always look deeper before you join the chaos. Because in this age where drama moves faster than facts, silence isn't surrender, it's strategy. And remember, not everything that goes viral is real, but not everything real gets the chance to go viral. Make sure you subscribe to Dripzine, like, comment, and share this video, because this story is far from over.